Hey, welcome back to the channel. Coach David here. And today we're going to talk about some steps to help you take control of your life. If you're watching this video, you're probably feeling like your life is kind of out of control in some way, that you really need to get the reins on it in one or more areas because things are probably not going as well as you hoped or not well at all. And I've been doing this coaching thing for a decade plus, helping people from all walks of life. It's something I'm really passionate about, so I'm going to bring you the best of the best in order of some steps here to really take a look at and really get control of your life. Not only that, but to get into motion on it, because just learning, just knowledge, just watching a video without a will to get into motion, get into action means nothing. Coaching is a game of change, and change requires action and habit and practice for sure. And that means mental and emotional habits and behavioral habits, right? And physical habits too. Today we're going to talk about that. Yeah, let's just dive in and get started. And just to be clear, right, this is coming from a decade's worth of experience of coaching and, you know, going through my own change process as well, of course, really taking everything that's required, that's common, that people want to change, and they want to change fast. The first thing that we've got to do is be totally self-honest, really not BS ourselves, and take an inventory of what is and what isn't working. And of course, you're really probably looking at what isn't working because you want to take control of those things and change them. So if you've got a health goal that you want to get in better shape, let's say, lose weight, get more muscle, whatever that is, you have to be dead self-honest and in a way that is personally responsible. That means you don't want to go into a mode of, oh, I'm such a piece of junk, and oh, why'd I do this, and oh, I'm so bad. That actually hurts you from changing. We need to watch the judgmental self-talk. You've probably already been doing tons of it, and it doesn't help at all fundamentally, okay? I'm not going to say that. In some cases, it can help, depending on the personality, maybe. But for a lot of us, including myself, because I can't see clearly, it'll actually add to the pattern that keeps that stuckness in place that I'm experiencing, right? So you've got to, you know, sit down, kind of accept where you're at, accept yourself, see yourself as you are, and that fundamentally you're okay how you are right now, okay? You fundamentally are in the grand scheme of reality, right? However, there are some things that you want to change because that's how you want to create your life. And so getting self-honest would look like something like, pardon me, it would look something like, well, I'm overweight by 10 pounds or 20 pounds or 50 pounds or whatever, and I just don't like it, and I don't feel good, and I want to change, right? Versus a self-judgmental thing, you're overweight by 30 pounds, and that means you're lazy, and that means you're no good, and nobody will ever love you. See all the judgmental talk? We just want the facts, and the facts are based on where you're at and what you desire, right? Because you desire to change. And this is not, look, if somebody is quote unquote overweight by society standards and they don't care, great. They don't have that goal. This is not saying that you have to lose weight using this example. I usually don't use weight loss ones, right? Because I don't have a lot of experience coaching people around weight loss. It's around relationships and friends and business and career and social interactions and professional interactions and things like that a lot more. So maybe it's good I use this example. You want to cut it out, all that judgmental self-talk. Let's say that at work, you just are stuck at a certain level in your job and you can't seem to get promoted. You're afraid to leave your job and go get another one because even though they may not treat you the best or you get paid the best, but it's okay enough, but you're also afraid to leave and you're afraid to change, right? Which is very common. You want to sit down and do that self-assessment, including that I'm afraid to leave, right? And you got to be very accepting and even kind of loving of yourself to see that instead of, you know, you're just weak and you should leave, but you can't because you're a big chicken and a big wussy and right, judgment. You want to not do that and go, okay, well, I definitely don't think I get paid enough. Other people are getting promoted. I have friends that are always getting promoted. Why can't I? Well, actually, watch out for the why can't I language. I'm going to cover that in the next step. You have to take a look and go, okay, well, and I also don't like the way my boss dumps work on me at Friday at 5 p.m. And then there's an implication that I have to stay and then even work until the weekend or whatever it is, right? Those are all kind of factual things, and also what you like and don't like about the situation, and maybe about yourself. Well, I don't like that I'm not assertive and don't speak up for myself. I need to get better at that. But it's not, well, I don't like that I'm assertive and that means XYZ. It's usually when we get into that means and add meaning is when we get into trouble, right? That's when we're not seeing clearly. So you take an inventory of whatever area of life or areas of life of basically what's not working here. That's where we got to start to change in order to go. And we're going to come to another step. We're going to flip that over and work on what we're going towards, right? What your goal is. And yeah, you can mix in, it's good to throw in some things. Okay, here's what is good about who I am. Hey, I'm a patient listener. Hey, I'm very understanding and empathetic of people. I may not be as assertive as I'd like to be, but that's an asset, right? You do want to do that as well. You want some balance there, because there also could be a tendency of here's all that's broken or that's wrong. Our subconscious too, if you're really programmed with maybe you got some deep shame or something, it's probably going to hit, right? And you have to be aware of that and be okay with that too, especially if you're on your own. If you got someone like me in your corner, or a coach, a good coach or a good therapist, very important, they're good and or great, then you're going to get help with that, right? You're going to get help with that. On your own, you're going to have to be hyper aware of that, and it can be tricky to do, but it's doable. Okay. So that's step one, is taking an honest, self-honest inventory, non-judgmentally about where you're at. And so now on to step two, which is to take 100% responsibility for everything that's going on in your life, for the way you feel, the way you think, the way you behave, your circumstances. Take responsibility for the circumstances too. Okay, this is super powerful. I'm going to share a distinction with you, trigger warning, that might trigger some of you, but it shouldn't ultimately, okay? And that's the distinction between an owner mentality, owner/creator, depending, of your life, or the victim mentality, okay? Now note that I said mentality. This is very important before you get too triggered, or maybe it's too late, that it's a mentality. People get victimized. Bad things happen to good people, absolutely. Victim mentality is not addressing that. It's not addressing what happened or blaming the person that was victimized by somebody doing something wrong to them, especially with the, more extreme crime. Absolutely not saying that, but what victim mentality is that I don't have any control. It's either the fault of the world that this has happened to me where I'm at, and it totally takes your power away, right? And there's also another subtle version where you blame yourself, which is also a part of victim mentality, right? It ties back to being non-judgmental. Taking responsibility is not self-blame. Self-blame is actually a part of victim mentality, as well as outer world blame, right? So if I'm going to blame Trump or Biden or Justin Trudeau or whoever, and it's their fault that my life is this way, you're just giving your power away. It's just leaving you as you do that. It's just gone. Instead of going, okay, here's what I can do and here's where I'm at in my life. And even though that might be a fact that happens systemically, I'm going to find a way to overcome it. That's what that total responsibility stance is all about. And if there's something that you're not willing to change, then that's fine, but you don't blame it because you don't want to change it or can't change it, right? Maybe something you just can't change, but you take responsibility for your perspective, not to be owned by that thing. We want to own things about ourselves in our lives. We don't want to be owned by them. And that's what happens when you fall into victim mentality. And I recently had a client, had to do a lot of work around this. A lot of it is I know, and it's very confronting for this person, but it's working. And it's, most people, I don't have to go to that level. With this person, I had to, because they were so immersed in it that they just thought it was reality. So again, I'm not victim blaming or any of that stuff at all, but you can, you can look up victim mentality, and it's listed psychologically. It's one of the things listed psychologically that I like. I don't like a lot of things that are listed by mainstream psychology, but it is a thing. And it's really powerful to take full responsibility, right? And be an owner of our lives. That's how we're really the creator of it. Makes sense? So you can go through your list and go kind of feel into it. Am I blaming somebody outside? Am I blaming a past parent? Am I blaming myself? We need to remove that blame, do whatever that takes to own that, because then you're going to really have the power to go change it. I mean this 100%. It really is important. Okay. And so the third step here is to set a big goal for yourself, or two. How I like to look at it is, set one or two max, something that you really want to change. If we have too many goals at once, especially if they're big, because we want something substantial. We don't want something small. We want something fairly big for you to change, right? And that means that it needs to be in your stretch zone. It should be uncomfortable, out of your familiar zone of where you're at, right? So go back to the weight loss thing. It's like, well, I want to lose 50 pounds, but let me just start with 10. Well, okay, 10 is a milestone goal, but you want to reach 50, set the 50 goal, do it. Okay, set it. And you can have milestone goals along the way, 10, 15, 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 pounds, whatever. But you want to have that because it's important for your vision, because we want something inspiring enough to drive you to change, right? To really drive it. With 10 pounds, 5 pounds, it may not make such of a difference. It depends where you're at. It could, right? If you're trying to like lean up and stuff like that, which I'm no expert at. Probably need to do some of it myself, but I don't care right now. So you want it to be a bigger one. It's like you want the top of the mountain type of goal. Now you don't want it to be crazy unattainable, but you know that it's possible, you can do it, and you really want it, okay? That's what's important here. And really, if it's a really big and important one, I suggest you set one goal. Make that your main focus. It'll go a lot better. You'll get there faster and it'll be a lot easier. Even I can struggle with this, right? I can set too many goals, or I want this, I want that, I want that. With the way our energy and focus works, it makes it much more difficult each time that we add a goal if it's of significance. So make sure to really drill down to that one important goal if it's a big one. Okay, and the fourth step is to visualize, put your goal in front of you basically. Visualize it, say it, have it in front of you. Okay, daily, and multiple times a day. This will help focus your mind on it, and it's so important because there are going to be distractions in life and things that happen with family and the kids or friends or work or business or whatever. And you got to keep your focus. You don't want it to drift. Only keeping it in your head is going to be tough. Have it written somewhere, say it out loud, visualize, go into a little bit of a guided, deeper meditation, whatever it is, right? And even remind yourself through the day. Super important to achieving your goal. And so the fifth step here is list out your action steps in relation to your goal and take them, right? So I've made manifestation content. I practice manifestation. However, I'm also a massive action taker. I do not believe in practicing manifestation without action taking. It's quite frankly BS if one doesn't. If you look at people that are really successful in life, they are action takers. I remember seeing the Actors Roundtable, Denzel Washington's there, maybe Morgan Freeman. I don't know if Matt Damon's there, Tom Hanks. But I remember Denzel talking about, oh yeah, visualize, you know how he does. Oh yeah, my man. I love Denzel. Oh yeah, you visualize. That's what we do. We take a lot of action too. A lot of hard work, right? That's Denzel. Now, I'm not always, hard work is debatable what we mean by that. Because, right, do something you love, you never work a day in your life is the saying. But here's highly successful people. Steve Jobs went to India on a big trip ever before he started Apple. Pretty sure he practiced visualization and whatnot. He had something called the reality distortion field, and I've sent emails to my email list communities about it, where he would push his vision so hard that people were like, no, that's crazy. And sometimes it didn't work out, but you know what? A lot of times it did. That's how do you think we got to the iPod, the iPad, and the iPhone? Because Steve pushed it. And people were like, that's impossible. He pushed the impossible because he knew that everybody is more capable. We're all more capable than we think we are. Now, again, there's a lot of action that's taken, but he visualized. He had to create that vision. Visualize and vision, same root, right? To see it, to see what's not here and bring it into fruition. First thing we've got to do is bring it into our minds, like I talked about in the last step, but then we make it happen through action and paying attention to resources that come at us, which is the next step. Step 6, be open to resources showing up, okay? It's important to stay open. We can't be too narrow. And sometimes this is where we can take too much action. Okay, I'm just taking massive action. Keep going. And don't stop. And okay, I'll sleep and I'll eat a little bit. Wake up and go. And it's like, whoa, there, cowboy, cowgirl, cow person. Let's slow down and take a look. Is the action we're taking working? We have to take a step back. It's called iteration. Right? It's a big startup-y term. We got to iterate. So yes, we got to take some action, but then we got to stop and take a step back. We're going to visualize, but we have to pay attention and be open, be aware, because there can be resources that just show up that we never saw before or just somehow came in. And whether you come from a psychology perspective, and we talk about the reticular activating system in the brain, which is what we focus on, and maybe that guy or girl that you're attracted to was always there and you never saw it, or you never saw that they were, hey, flirting back with you, right? Or from a manifestation thing, it just appeared out of nowhere, yet you still take action. We take action around here, manifestors, okay? Because we do what it takes to succeed. It doesn't matter. It's all the same ultimately to me. So this openness, this open-mindedness, and paying attention. I have a client right now, very coachable, successful business owner, really going at it hard. And if he doesn't stay open in the day and kind of surrender to what is after doing morning visualization practice and taking tons of action, he'll actually get stuck in the old pattern. There has to be space. There has to be time to slow down at some point. Maybe you have some busy days and you're working. Okay. But if you don't stop and go, wait a second, then you're missing opportunities to actually help you achieve your goal. Makes sense? And the last step here, step 7, it's really kind of a bonus step in a way, is about bringing value and contributing to the world with your attitude, with your vibe, not being an isolationist. Look, if you really need to be an isolationist, cool. But I'm of mind, and it's because of my background and the struggles I've gone through with social anxiety and helping people with it, that what we can accomplish together and inspire each other to do, we can accomplish quicker, better, faster, right? When you have the right people on your team, the right people in your field, and you've got to be one of those people in general. Now, you can't force people to change. You can't give them advice. If you're working on your thing like, hey, maybe you should think about losing weight. No. Don't do that. You just want to bring that energy. And if somebody is on the same journey, you're like, hey, cool, I'm doing that too. Share about it, talk about it. You don't have to always share your exact goal. Sometimes most of the time I actually recommend we keep that close to the chest for various reasons, a lot of mental reasons. But it's like, oh, cool, you're working out. Maybe we're talking about the process of it and eating differently. Yeah, me too. Awesome. That's cool. Maybe we should work out together sometime, right? Something like that. And have that open energy to the world. And maybe this will turn into an experience that you could share in a video and a podcast. Heck, maybe I'll interview you one day on here for whatever reason. You've accomplished something. You're like, hey, I listened to David's video and this stuff worked, right? That would be awesome. But it's of a contributing nature. We just need more of that in the world. Too much isolation going on. Definitely too much consuming instead of creating. And I always encourage people to be more of a creator. Start your own channel. Start your own blog. Start your own Substack. Substack is kind of popular right now. Whatever it is. Your own Facebook group around something you're passionate about. It doesn't have to be a business, like I have connected to this channel, but something to contribute, I think is really, really cool. And there's a lot of that going on, right? A lot of document your journey type stuff, which Gary Vaynerchuk, if you've ever heard of him, successful entrepreneur, talks about. Document your journey, document it. It is a powerful thing to do for business building, but it could be a powerful thing to do just to help people. See what I'm saying? So before we recap, invite you to like if this video has helped you. Subscribe if you're not a subscriber, want more of this stuff. Again, check out the resources below that I'll pin there to help you out. You could apply for coaching if you've been here a while, like my stuff, really want to change, ready and committed to change something in your life, and you're really looking to be that achiever type. You are an achiever, entrepreneur, or professional, and you really want to grow yourself, which will help your business grow, your career grow, your life grow, right? Your relationships grow, whatever that is, then you can apply for coaching. There may or may not be open at the time of this video when you watch it, but there will be a wait list there, and I will reach out when a spot's open if it's not open, or we'll be speaking soon, hopefully, if that's the case. And so to recap here, we've got 1, be self-honest and take inventory. 2, take 100% responsibility with that ownership, creatorship mentality, right? Number 3, set a big goal. You could set 2, but if it's big and you're really feeling stuck and not much is going well, set 1 big goal and focus on that. You'll get a lot more out of it and you'll get there faster and you'll feel better for accomplishing that goal quicker. And then number 4 is visualize it, affirm it, say it, and feel it every day and multiple times a day. Get that practice in daily, okay? Then the 5th is to list out your action steps and take that action ASAP. Don't hesitate, don't wait, go do that. The 6th step is be open to resources. Pay attention as you go. Yes, take lots of action, but don't overact and get stuck in action to where we're not paying attention. Hey, I'm doing this and it's not working. Oh, I should do this. Let me try that. Oh, that works. And then keep doing more of that, right? And then the 7th step, kind of the bonus step, come from a place of value, contributing with that attitude and with that vibe. So thanks so much for watching this video. Thank you if you're a subscriber. Thank you if you join the email list, grab those free resources. Thank you. You make this channel possible. You make me come back to help with your views, with your likes. Please leave a comment below if you have anything to share, a question, anything. I love interacting with you all down there. And until next video, we're out. Peace.